Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the John Graves Show. I'm talking to everybody about some news today, and if you really feel as though it's that like you haven't been to my videos before, if I'm looking down at my laptop, that means that I'm checking the news articles and I'm reading everything off to you. So yeah, let's get this going. I have some Bloodborne articles to talk about today, and first off, let me go over the co-op system and the PvP. In terms of what the game is, it seems as though this game is really tailored to play exactly like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, meaning that, however, it seems to be way more lax on the co-op aspect because those two games were not meant to be co-op based. Those games were meant to be single player, but after a while you would just sort of like see like somebody doing something, or you would just say hey, help me out with this boss, and then that's it. And it seems as though that this game is actually taking like some tips from that, but it's way more attuned to actually saying like I can actually invite friends over into my world and we can just run through the whole game together, even though after like I do beat a boss, they just go right back to their game. I can still call them back as many times as I want, and we could just run through the whole game together. And that is actually a pretty cool thing of just saying like, okay, I want the option to run through these dungeons with my friends, and I actually applaud them for actually giving us the option of that. On the flip side, on the PvP, however, it seems as though that this is going to be regulated by a very specific enemy in the game called the Bell Woman. And if she's like in your world, she will ring her bell and then like allow other people to come into your game, and then you can either do PvP like that, or you can take other people out, and so on and so forth, which is actually pretty cool. And it's a very different way of looking at it and stuff. But let me go ahead and break into like the second news article that I wanted to talk about. Bloodborne's New Game Plus. Again, just like the last article, they are taking a lot of tips from the previous games that I mentioned, such as Dark Souls and Demon Souls. And the New Game Plus mode apparently is going to ramp up the difficulty significantly, making the game very, very, very difficult. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if it has the Dark Souls and Demon Souls staple of saying that worlds have a light and a dark. Well, not a light, dark, and a neutral mode, meaning that like for Dark Souls, or at least for Dark Souls and Demon Souls, if you died a lot and the world got dark, you would gain way more enemies. However, if you did good on the level and pretty much like you saved people and wasn't like an asshole, you would actually gain like a light version of the world, and you would have less enemies to fight, and everything would pretty much really be like way more easier to get through, which is actually pretty cool. Now, I'm not sure if they actually will be throwing this feature in, but in terms of the New Game Plus, they are taking some tips though. So that is what I gotta say about that. What do you think about this? Tell me down there in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next John Graves Show. So please keep watching anime, keep playing video games, and leave a positive or a negative comment, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.